Hi there. This is Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Seychelle. You're going to meet Seychelle in Dallas today. 19 years in the business.
19 years.
19 years. Just signed up for Vyral.
I did.
I'm going to ask her why she did and why she chose all this. We'll get into all that, but that's not as important as in hopefully giving some insight to our prospects and our clients here about what 19 years in the business at the time of this recording, kind of ending summer of 2023, how you're readjusting your business to the new landscape. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And Vyral is a piece of that. As you're coming back to hire us and get your database marketing going on, we'll certainly talk about, like I said. But let's just cut right to it.
Yeah.
How many deals a year are you doing? Give me the audience an idea of your production.
Sure. So we've sold 3,600 houses. I've been in the business. I've been in the business for 19 years. We actually run a pretty lean and mean team. So we usually have anywhere from 4 to 6 sales agents at any given time. And 75% of our business is usually either past client referral or agent to agent referral. So a lot of our business is from people that know, like, and trust us. Our average deal flow right now, I think we did 68 million last year, which was a lower year for us. We're in the middle of like some personal transitions have been going on in my life, which is great. That have allowed us to kind of restructure the way our team is doing. So we did 68 million, I think 135 deals last year, and we'll be right around that same number again this year. And it's a season for us of really prioritizing quality of life and strong work-life balance and building up per agent productivity on our team. Instead of hiring a million people, we want to grow with quality, like high income, volume and transaction count for our agents. So we're really kind of reimagining right now what we want. And honestly, Frank, part of our shifting market and a part of the reason why we hired you guys is you and I met, 6-7 years ago and considered engaging. And at that point until last year, we had a full-time marketing manager on our team. We've had a couple of different ones. They've all been incredibly talented and strong at different things. And what you told us at the time was like, you kind of have a person doing it, so you don't really need to hire us at this point. But whenever you do, we're here. And the market shifted last year for us in Dallas. And with that, our marketing manager got an opportunity to go back and get their MBA, which is super amazing. And that opened up an opportunity for us to right-size our P&L and at the same time really think about how we want to organize our marketing and our business in a shifting market. And I really believe when a market's really hot, you can experiment and do all sorts of things that are creative and experimental and new and different. And when it comes to a shifting market, the first thing you double down on are the things that you do really well. And that was honestly what had me thinking about you guys right away was, oh my gosh, this is a perfect opportunity to hire Vyral. They're really, really, really good at the video marketing that they put together, the strategy and the content that they help us put out. And that's an opportunity where I can leverage my time and your expertise in this business to help us double down on that. And then as we build up some of those things, then I can get more creative on top of that. But really, we needed to get back to basics of what are the things we need to be having consistently going out if we don't have a full-time marketing team that could really help us keep that consistency and branding going while we build other things. So that, I mean, in a nutshell, that was kind of the simple answer of why we jumped to you guys immediately on that.
Well said.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, it's true. And, I appreciated too, as a business person myself, you weren't, when we met 6 or 7 years ago, you weren't trying to hard sell me on this idea of working together. You came from a consultative approach. And I think that's how you approach, and your team, honestly, approach all of your clients. And that's somebody I want to be in business with, is someone that looks at it the long term, because that's how we look at our clients. And so I really appreciated that approach. And it was okay, it's not if we're going to, work together today or not, it's when. And so how can we build a relationship over that? And that's very much how we feel about our clients too. So it made a lot of sense for us when it came time to do it. Yeah. So
I usually ask people 2 things.
Yeah.
One, do you have a good marketing plan for your database? If someone says, yes, it's working great, well, there's probably not a need for us.
Right.
The second question would be maybe could we do it cheaper? Like, how much are you spending on that to do? Maybe we could do it a little more effectively. But if I can't do it cheaper or effectively, and you already have a marketing plan in place, there's no need for the service.
Right.
That's essentially what the situation you were in.
Right.
So let me ask you this. What is your marketing plan?
I think it depends like on the audience, right? If you think about it, we receive somewhere between 150 and 200 referrals a year from people that know, like, or trust us. And that could be either agent to agent referrals, or that could be past client or database referrals. And so we have a Raving Fans program that we put together 5 years ago that is a rewards program that thanks people for thinking about us. And we, with kind of the strategy around, if somebody already has proven at some point in time in their career that they were willing to trust us with their business, what if we could get them to think about us a little bit more often? So when someone refers to us, we send them a gift once a quarter for a year. To stay in front of them, and then have dripping, as far as email and video and text that go out in between that. But it's really, it's to create raving fans. And our theory was, well, if they've referred us once, what if they could refer us once a year? Or what if they could refer us twice in a year, right? That alone could be an easy path to more business. So that's number one. Number two would be to our database. And we have a direct mail campaign that goes out 18 times a year to them. We have 2 really big client events that we do, that we've done. One of them's for 15 years, the other's for 10 years, which is we do our Pie Day in the fall, and we always do a really fun video that we create with that. So this year we're actually going to recreate the dodgeball movie theme, which I think is going to be really fun, around not bringing dodgy desserts to your Thanksgiving. And we're going to do a whole dodgeball recreation. And then in spring, and we have anywhere from 600 to 750 people show up at that every fall. And that usually generates, 35 to 50 referrals out of that. And then our Portraits in the Park in the spring is really geared towards a high quality, lower number touch. And that's usually somewhere between 150 and, it's like usually about 150 families. We hire 8 to 10 professional photographers, and we've done everything from pregnancy announcements and newborn photos to new headshots for people starting up their companies for their businesses, to second marriage engagement photos, senior pictures. I mean, it's neat because if you think about it, people buy or sell every 7 to 10 years. So if you're needing to stay in front of them, one of the best ways to do that is actually to see their family or like personhood evolve over that time. So that's been a really great, it's a high impact touch that we know that we can give them a really awesome family photo once a year that they can have. So those are our 2 big client touches that we do.
Yeah, no kidding. Those are huge client touches. 750 people.
Yeah. They're not inexpensive, right? Like each of those events runs anywhere from 15 to 20,000 an event, because they're, you're thinking you're hiring 8 to 10 professional photographers for a day and then paying for their time and editing on that. Or you're doing the same with the pies and bundt cakes. We do Central Market, pies were actually their largest single sale in their grocery, like in their bakery, for the entire year, which is kind of fun. Isn't that neat? I love that.
That is neat.
Yeah, and Nothing Bundt Cakes. We do like the big bundt cakes.
I love that place.
I know. We ran them out one year of their pumpkin spice for the whole state. We just bought all of their pumpkin spice mix for the whole state over the week of Thanksgiving.
It's kind of cool when you walk in there with that kind of buying power.
Yeah,
makes you feel cool.
I'm like, I would like all of your pumpkin spice. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's really neat. Personally, I'm the chocolate chip fan. So if you're going to get one, that's the one I'm getting, but they're good. So
what do you mail for your 18 pieces? You said you mail 18 times a year. What do you send?
Yeah, so we have a farm of 7,000 houses, and then we have our 3,600 database on that. And it's usually it's kind of a 3-to-1. So it's
I want to catch that again. You have a 7,000 house farm.
Yep, 7,000 house farm between 2 different zip codes, or like mail saturation code groups, and 2 different parts of town.
So you're using EDDM mail saturation.
Yeah, we are doing saturation for sure.
Okay.
And then
your database
we
has
do a
how
targeted
many?
list. We do a targeted list of 3,600. So basically 10,000, just over 10,000 direct mail every 3 weeks.
Okay. So you have 3,600 people all over Dallas.
Yep.
And then you have 7,000 in 2 specific zip codes.
Yes.
So the 3,600 is going first class, and the 7,000 is going EDDM and the carrier routes.
Yes, that's correct.
So you're mailing 7, 8, 9, 10. You're mailing about 10,000 people every 3 weeks?
Yes, every 3 weeks.
Good for you. What's the message?
So it's usually three messages of, like, there's 3 postcards that will go back to back. That'll be like a testimonial on Van Poole, nailed it, did a great job. This is why you should use them. The second one's usually a just listed or just sold of like, we've got stuff moving. And then the third one in that is usually if you're thinking of buying or selling, right, call us first message.
Yes.
And then on the back of that, it just depends. Right now we have over 3,000 trusted clients have used us. We're getting ready to switch back to the find out what your home is worth, which we used the beginning of this year. And then we also have the VIP buyer list. So we'll use those three. And then
Love the VIP buyer list.
Yeah, and then on the fourth mailer, it's usually oh, by the way, we're really good at what we do. We just won this award or something to that effect.
See, so this is wonderful. So you're mailing 10,000 people every 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm excited actually for us to be syncing
that's
up.
That's quite a commitment. When did you decide to make that? How long have you been doing that?
2.5 years ago. 2.5 years.
Okay.
And I'm excited with our partnership with you guys because I want to sync up our email messaging with our direct mail messaging for our lead capture. So that's like the next layer to add to that, I think, to make it even more effective. So I'm really pumped for that too. Just a side note.
Well, give us that mailing list.
Okay.
Here's a little tip. So that's the 7,000 person farm. I don't think you'll be able to get that. You won't be able to target those people because you don't have the contact information. You could go get it another way if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. At least the 3,600, you do have their contact information.
Yeah, and that's already, that list is coming to you guys. Yeah.
Upload
Actually,
that
we have 7,600 valid, so we have 20,000 in our database, but not all of them have email, or some of them are like agent-to-agent contacts, right? But of our like buyer, seller, past client, accurate contact info, we think there's 7,200, so that list is coming to you.
And I also want to say, I like how you simplify the 18 times a year. The farm and the past client sphere all get the same stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. We used to make it really complicated. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to make it really complicated. And once our marketing person transitioned out and I got the job back, I was like, okay, I got to.
So you merge the past clients and sphere with the farm, and they all get the mailer 3 times.
Yeah, they all get the mailer. And then the one difference is that our when we have an event, the client invitation then for the event goes out twice to the client back to back, right? So the portraits in the park mailer goes twice in the spring, and our don't be dodgy with your holiday dessert goes out twice in the fall. I'm so excited about it, Frank. I'll send you a copy of the video when we get it filmed, but I'm so excited. Yeah. We've done like the I Love Lucy chocolate video. We've done like Revenge of the Nerds. It's really fun. But so we'll then do that as your Pi Day invite for the fall. But other than that, everything else should go the same, because it's why reinvent
curious,
the wheel.
Do people register on Eventbrite for your events? Do you is there a registration call to action, or just like
they have to physically call us? They have to physically call us. Mm-hmm. So I want to, because they're high touch. Like I need a reserving.
Call to register.
Yeah, it's a call to reserve your slot. And then we send. Because I don't want it automated. I don't want somebody that can just rando show up and pick this up. I'm going to send.
That's
I'm spending $15 on you for your pie or cake. I want to talk to you. Well, you're talking to me for that. Or like the same with like the portraits in the park. That's a $100 per person sort of a thing. That's a high touch event. So I will say with any of those, even though people talk to you, even though they register, even though they get 6 or 7 reminders between now and the event, you will still have a 15 to 20% fallout. That don't show. So you just have to factor that into your budget. But then you get the advantage of marketing to them after saying, we missed you, right? Oh, there's FOMO. We missed you. It was so great. And I would say the other trick to that event is make sure you have a professional photographer there capturing it so that you can utilize all of that to get client testimonials, and you can utilize it to create all these great marketing videos that you can then use later. That's something that people forget. I'm like, no, this is your whole team's together. Your clients are hugging on you, loving on you. Yeah. It's a perfect opportunity to grab great BeReal or video to be able to utilize. So that's the other thing we always try to do during those events.
So let me get this straight. So you get 150 to 200 referrals a year.
Mm-hmm.
How many people get a quarterly gift?
All of anybody that refers us. So it's the act of the referral.
How many people is that?
155 a quarter.
Okay, so there's 155 average on the list.
Yep.
They get the quarterly gift.
Yeah, I sent out 155 referral gifts last quarter. So
give me an idea of a couple gifts. I gotta ask.
I'll go get it. Hang on, I'll show you. Hold on.
Curious. We sent out 155 of. I'm assuming she has to stuff them in a mail and write it on there and send it out, right?
Yeah.
Then she's doing She merged all of her farm and haven't met mailings into one list. That's huge. Then she does 2 big events every single year.
Okay, so this is what it looks like when you get it.
Okay.
And then you open it up. Ta-da! The goal is to delight and surprise you, so you never know what's coming. And we usually support local businesses as a way to build a relationship with a local business. And we strategically buy in the time when they're slow. So if I'm going to buy something, I'll say, what's your crappiest time of year? And they're like, oh, this is our crappiest time of year. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to buy. So we can help support them and keep them going. So this is a hand embossed journal that went out right before Mega Camp because we have a lot of agent-to-agent referrals. So this one landed, and it's really pretty and bound, and it's a journal for them to take notes during conference season. And then it has a little brochure with our team and what we're up to.
Nice.
And little testimonials and programs that we have and podcast, all that fun stuff. So that comes. And then I'm like, ooh, what else do we have in here? Oh, a little write-up on who do you know we're looking to hire. And then this says, you like how I'm showing this up on the screen? This is a terrible video job. The 5 reasons to call us. And it has that in there.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, so that was this last quarter. And then the one before that, this one was really fun. This is a local guy. His family has a olive tree farm in Tanzania. Because that's just super normal.
Okay.
And they import, after they harvest the olives, they import the wood to the U.S. And he makes, from his family farm, these gorgeous handmade custom
Tanzania
salt.
olive tree.
Yeah, salt cellars.
Holders.
And look, it has the little, so our logo's on the bottom. How cute is that? And then it just seals shut, and it's this gorgeous handmade little salt cellar. And so, in Texas, we barbecue a lot. So this came out before summer for all of your barbecue rubs and all of your stuff for that. So we send out something different all the time. But those are our last 2, which is really fun. So
Cool.
Yeah, but it's meant to delight and surprise and remind you to think about us when you come across somebody that's going to buy, sell, or invest. And we keep it at about $25 a box or less, all in, so that it's $100 a year per person. And that's the deal. And the next one, actually, so my daughter made these. She started a little company called Cutie Pie Jewels because her name is Quinn. And so she makes handmade clay earrings. And so we're going to order from her and support her and her little 9-year-old friends for the next one, which will be fun.
I have something interesting and insight I want to share with the audience here watching this as we wrap this up. So 150 people get 4 gifts a year.
Yep.
Your farm plus your database combined get a mailer every three times a year.
Mm-hmm.
3 times every 3 weeks. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
You do 2 big giant events a year that people have to call to register.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of all that, you need to get your digital together, which is Vyral marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So
which
you're
I'm
start
super excited about.
Yeah,
yes.
You're going to start making educational videos, answering commonly asked questions, emailing them out to everybody, posting them online, and throwing some money into retargeting them to all these people to add the whole digital to it. We got you there.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So excited.
It's so incredibly fundamental. For 19 years, you've seen every fad come and go in real estate.
Yes.
And this is what you've ended up doing. Sending Tanzania
olive
tree salt things to people.
Yeah.
With all the technology out there and all these lead providers and everyone else that I'm sure calls you on a daily basis to sell you stuff. Isn't it interesting what you've settled on? Direct mail, referral gifts, events, and then just a little bit of digital. Relatively speaking, what you're doing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I think what I would encourage people to think about is really make a list of the things that you enjoy doing and would naturally do, and just do those. So many times we feel like we have to twist ourselves into a pretzel to meet this market of the moment. But what I've really discovered is I like building long-term deep relationships better than I like chasing a bunch of people I don't know. And so for me, if you look at what our strategy is, it's all geared towards building long-term deep relationships. My ops team, we've been together 13, 15, 19, and our fractional CFO, has been with our family for 35 years. Like, we've been together a really long time. And so I want to go far with a fewer number of people than go really wide with a ton. And I know that's counterintuitive, but for us, it's created a really strong, predictable business that's fruitful year over year. And brings me a lot of joy because I get to see people that I enjoy, that I like, that I want to spend time with. And I'm not chasing a bunch of people I don't know. So I'd like to add more to the funnel that get to know, like, and trust us, and we warm them up throughout the process. But for me, I don't feel like I need 700,000 leads to chase. I just want to chase the people that already like me. And if I can get them to like me just twice a year instead of once, I've won. That's it. That's the simple formula. So I think it's, but other people, like, I have some friends that are like, I never want to talk to one of my friends ever again. Like, I'd rather chase cold leads all day. And that's great. Do what you want, do what works for you. But that's worked for us. And so when it comes to a shifting market, you have to double down on what you do well. And for us, we do relationships really, really well. So that's what we focus on.
$65 million a year in production?
Yeah, 68. Mm-hmm.
68. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we've been our highest. We had our team fall apart right before the pandemic on the sales side. So we got up to 95 million has been our high point. And I think we'll grow back to that, but we're really trying to grow organically through that with healthy, sustainable growth instead of just like killing ourselves for it. So, like, I just got back from working in Michigan remotely, leading our team for 10 weeks. And
like you mentioned, Texas, it's more about kind of a work-life balance in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I've burned myself into the ground for years. Like, I know what that feels like. I know what 70, 80-hour work weeks for year after year after year feels like. And I'm just at the point in my career, I wish I had gotten there sooner, but I'm at the point where I want to enjoy the process and enjoy the ride and not feel like I'm tired all the time. And the way to do that for us is to build a healthy, sustainable business that grows as we do. And I'm good with that.
Running that down. Don't want to be tired all the time.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
And I had an agent say to me, her name is Jenny Fan. She's super cool out of Nashville. And like, I went through my dad passed away last year, but he had a 23-year like battle with Parkinson's, which is just like brutal. But she's going through that right now with some family stuff too. And she was talking about, like, I'm used to being number one in my business. And so I'm kind of addicted to my business because, and I feel this way too, like I was addicted to my business because I was good there. And all the other stuff that I was dealing with was so hard. It wasn't that I was like hiding from it, but that was the area that I could do. And I was like, oh, I'm really good at this. And she and I were talking and trying to figure out, like, how do you adjust and figure out what we're doing next? And she wrote back, I want to be number one. And we kind of both decided it's just, you're going to be number one somewhere else, right? You're going to be number one with your family, or you're going to be number one with spending time with your parents. And so I think if you're in this business long enough, you get to the awards and the accolades and the ego, and you get to all of that, which is great. And then you realize that actually the most important part is the business funds so you can be number one somewhere else.
There's a lot of people saying that as they come back, and we have past clients come back to Vyral, being like, I scaled up all my marketing. I had a video person running around, following me around, eating at restaurants.
Yeah.
I was doing the whole Gary Vaynerchuk thing.
Yeah.
I had all these different lead sources, building this huge team. Then the market corrects. You're exhausted. And you're kind of rethinking, how do I build something sustainable? And you have it.
Fun.
I have a whole page of notes. These are my notes.
That's kind of how I draw too. You're like it's like pictograph over there.
Yeah, see, I got your marketing plan. Like I have, it's all there.
Awesome.
Seychelle, thank you so much.
That's too, Frank. It's just a joy. It's a pleasure. And for all of those out there, I hope you all know it's worth it, and it's a great career, and keep going.
If you want a copy of Seychelle's marketing plan, you can go to getvyral.com, VYRAL. On the homepage of the website, you can download her video marketing plan, which is one pillar of all the pillars that we discussed here today on this webinar video that we're doing here. And in addition to that, Seychelle, I'd love to have you on these. I teach class every week. I take 2 to 3 clients through the program, personally coach 2 to 3 clients every Thursday for a period of 8 weeks. So each semester is like 8 weeks long. And you're welcome to tune into those if you're looking to get some more deeper guidance on how to get good results. Those are up on the website as well. You can sign up for my weekly marketing classes.
I love it. Thank you. We will.
Seychelle, thank you.
You too, buddy.